Hi there. So what are the 5 dangers of payday loans for bad credit? Payday loans have been very popular. They've also been in the press quite a bit, so I'm just going to go through what are the dangers that come along with payday loans with bad credit. My danger 1 is that payday loans can be really easy to get and very easy to get hold of. Sometimes it's simply a case of going online. There'll be plenty of websites where pretty much all you need to put in is your debit card details, put in your loan application, and the money can be with you very quickly. Now, this is obviously a real plus side if there's an emergent, a really desperate need to get hold of some funds very quickly, but also doing stuff very quickly can sometimes lead to maybe making a decision which isn't quite as good as it could have been. So, maybe there was a much cheaper way in which that money could have been borrowed, where the lender didn't have anywhere near as high fees or penalties if the loan wasn't paid back on time. So, whilst it can be a great benefit being able to get hold of funds quickly, it can potentially lead to making quick decisions in which maybe they weren't the right decisions. Okay, so that's my danger 1, being payday loans are very easy to get. And my danger 2 are that payday loans can be very expensive if you do not pay them back on time. They are specifically designed to last you to the end of the month. They are hyper short-term lending, so fees in terms of a percentage are generally quite high, but if you're only borrowing them for a short period of time, the actual amount of money can be fairly low, even though the percentage and the interest charge can be quite high. So they're absolutely designed for very short-term lending, typically 2, 3, 4 weeks, up until the point of you getting paid at the end of the month. But if you don't pay it back, or you roll that loan on to next month, this is when fees and charges can really start rolling up, and that loan can, what started off being relatively cheap, maybe just a few pounds, it suddenly starts to become very, very expensive very quickly. So please beware that if you're going to take out a payday loan, it's very much a short-term loan, in which it really should be paid back at the end of the month and not have it rolled over. If you need a loan which needs to be rolled over and for longer periods of time, there are much better and much cheaper loans out there for you than a payday loan. Danger 3. Payday loans get super expensive if you use them regularly. So this is a slight difference to rolling them over from one month to another. But if you're finding on a regular basis, maybe in December, and then in March, and then in June, and then in August, you're regularly running out of money per month and needing a payday loan, again, these sums of money can quickly add up that you're paying for that loan. They really can. You don't really want to be spending 50, 100, 2, 3, 4, 500 pounds on loan fees and interest. I'm sure most people will be wanting to spend that money on themselves. So this is where, if you are finding that you're having to dip into a payday loan more regularly, maybe it's worth looking at some other options, because payday loans can get very, very expensive when used regularly. They're really not designed for that. My danger 5 which relates to all of those previous points, is really that debt and very high interest can have a real negative effect on people. I've experienced debt issues myself, and I know the effect that it has on yourself personally, on your family, on stress. It's really not a pleasant place to be honest. So with a payday loan, whilst it can offer a very good short-term solution, I think you just have to be so mindful of the money that it's going to be costing, for you to borrow that money and then that you have to pay back. Most people don't borrow money with a view to not being able to pay it back. Most people don't do that, but we all know that things happen. We know that something else happened that month which meant we couldn't pay the loan back, or so people don't plan to fail paying their loans back, but it does happen, and it happens quite a lot, unfortunately, especially with payday loans because they're so expensive. So it's just such a dangerous way to get into debt and into that debt spiral, can be the payday loans, and it really does require lots of planning just to make sure that you don't fall into that trap. There are lower cost alternatives. For example, there are types of loans that you can get where you will have a friend or family member as a guarantor to guarantee your loan, and they are significantly cheaper than payday loans. Can be 10 times or even more cheaper than a payday loan. We offer these types of loans, and if you'd like to see how much and the different options that we offer, because we offer loans from £50 all the way up to £10,000, why not check out our loan calculator at the bottom of the page. Just work out how much you want to borrow, and then you can work out how much your repayments will be, and interest and fees and charges, and then we can get you offers from a number of different lenders so you can decide on the best loan for you.